any moment. Now, all hell can break, all hell is breaking loose right now. And it's dangerous for you because, as I stated to you before, it's all about you. Were it not for you, we wouldn't be having this conversation because we wouldn't still be in, there would not even still be a United States of America were it not for you. You won't find me lying to you. You won't find me manipulating the truth. You won't find me style flexing, saying something to make you feel good just so you can, no, I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's right. You had an opportunity, TD Jakes. You had an opportunity, Creflo Dollar. That's right. You had an opportunity, Joel Osteen. That's right. Yeah, you had an opportunity when the coronavirus was knocking people on their back. And you call yourselves healers. You should have showed up at them hospitals and healed all of them people. That's right. But you didn't show up. Instead, you closed your door. You hid yourself. All of them are liars, fakes, frauds, right. Been exposed right before your eyes. That's exposed. I wouldn't be here if you didn't pray for me to be here. We wouldn't be here if you didn't pray to be liberated. We wouldn't be here if you didn't pray to be free. If you didn't cry in the belly of the well of this ship to be free. If you didn't cry for freedom, justice, and equality, you wouldn't have to deal with me. Is that our nemesis is well aware of the time that you're in. And they're preparing to the teeth to wipe you out. That's right. They're not preparing to liberate you. They're not looking to give you liberation. They're not looking to give you freedom, justice, and equality. Come on in, black man, and come on in, black woman, whatever it is that you have, and come on. And that's not enough for you. Afro-descendant government ain't enough for you. Even the fact that we acquiesce to your demands, even the fact we'll let you in smoking, we'll let you in eating swine, we'll let you in stealing. How much farther do you think we gonna go? Oh, you're no longer in the days of prophets. You're in the days of gods now. Prophet Muhammad grieved himself to death because he couldn't convert the Jews. You think you're gonna grieve ourselves today because you won't stand up with us? You think the people in Egypt ain't waiting on God to return to unlock the secrets of the pyramids? You think your brothers and sisters in Saudi Arabia ain't waiting on the calls that Blackstone being put in back already, ain't waiting on us to return home? That's right. As brother talked about before, some of these so-called Muslim leaders, well, what's the program need? Let your program out. Let us look at it. Let us examine it. Let us see if that's what Master Farah Muhammad, Almighty God, Allah, incomparable great, left us to do. Because he left instructions. He told us what to do. He told us we should be formalized into a government. He told us to clean ourselves up, make ourselves presentable to all respectable men and women in the earth. Are you doing that? Do you have that? Are you sitting around playing church? Do you know what the word liberation means? Are you really understanding what's going on in your life today? In 2022, you are still a slave. You're not liberated. That word liberated, that ED at the end, for those of us that did a little schooling, mean what? Past tense is already happened. That word liberation is when you, now we're in the process of liberating you because you're still in the process of being free. Assalamu alaikum. It is in the name of Almighty God, our Master Farah Muhammad, the human being God, to whom all honor and praises go forever and ever and ever and ever. We can never thank Master Farah Muhammad enough for coming to us, finding us, and raising up in our midst the last and greatest messenger of Allah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the peace and blessings of Allah forever be upon his holy name. And it is in the name of our Lord and Savior, Silas Muhammad, Chief Executive Officer of the Lost and Found Nation of Islam, the Son of Man in the earth at this hour, Jesus the Christ, that baby born in the midst of four beasts. And it is also on behalf of our dearly beloved Queen, the Queen of Queens, Shaki Muhammad, that I greet you in our nation, being words of peace of As-salamu alaykum. I am full. I just came off of, as I was mentioning earlier, the 3-day fast, and things are happening at such a rapid pace, and there's so much information that I need to get to you, and that I want to get to you to where I am full. So I want to slow down in my mind. I want to take my time and paint the picture perfectly. Thereby, you've seen the picture perfectly and having a clear understanding on where we are, what you should be doing, and ultimately what you're going to have to do as a people. Okay? There is no ticks left on the clock. Do you understand what that means? If there's no time left on the clock. Any moment now, all hell can break loose.
Yes, sir.
Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Any moment now, all hell can break. All hell is breaking loose right now. But they got you so doped up. They got you so smoked out. They got you so saturated with food and foolishness, sex and lying and stealing to where you can't even see.
Yes, sir.
And it's dangerous for you because, as I stated to you before, it's all about you. Were it not for you, we wouldn't be having this conversation because we wouldn't still be in, there would not even still be a United States of America, were it not for you. And each nanosecond brings the inevitable that much closer. Currently, the government of the United States of America is engaged in space wars. Currently, solar flares that I told you about are knocking satellites out. That's their eyes in outer space. This is like a football game, play by play, live action in moments where I can rewind and show it to you in slow motion that it's taking place. You won't find me lying to you. You won't find me manipulating the truth. You won't find me style flexing, saying something to make you feel good just so you can. No, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
That's right.
So if you sit in the seats, hooray. Won't sit in the seats, hooray.
Sir.
Either way it go, we shall have victory.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The 5 or 10 of us, the 6, the 7 or 8 of us shall have victory.
Yes,
You're not gonna make a lie and the prophets of Allah
right.
to be a lie.
That's right.
You're not gonna do that. You had an opportunity, T.D. Jakes. You had an opportunity, Creflo Dollar.
That's right.
You had an opportunity, Joel Osteen.
That's right.
Yeah, you had an opportunity when the coronavirus was knocking people on their back, and you call yourselves healers. You should have showed up at them hospitals and healed all them people.
That's right.
But you didn't show up. Instead, you closed your door. You hid yourself.
Look at that.
All of them are liars, fakes, frauds,
right.
been exposed right before your eyes.
That's exposing.
Yeah, come on now, let's get on down to it.
That's right.
Yeah, let's tell an absolute truth. Don't you want the truth?
Yes, sir.
Liberation is what we're talking about. Liberation or death.
That's right.
Oh, this is a beautiful hour we're in right now.
Yes, sir.
As me and brother was talking, I wouldn't be here if you didn't pray for me to be here. We wouldn't be here if you didn't pray to be liberated. We wouldn't be here if you didn't pray to be free. If you didn't cry in the belly of the whale of this ship to be free.
Sir.
If you didn't cry for freedom, justice, and equality, you wouldn't have to deal with me. So since you asked for me, or us, you may as well go on and accept.
That's right.
Because ain't no turning back now.
No.
Yeah, I'm full, bro. I'm talking about, man, listen. Man, listen. And the irony of it is that our nemesis is well aware of the time that you're in. And they're preparing to the teeth to wipe you out.
That's right.
They're not preparing to liberate you. They're not looking to give you liberation. They're not looking to give you freedom, justice, and equality. They're looking to bury you.
That's right.
And based on your behavior, you're justifying their behavior. Yeah, we're gonna get to it. That's the reason why Master Farah Muhammad said to you, clean yourself up,
Sir.
externally, internally, put on a suit and tie, represent me properly,
Yes, sir.
and I'll give you the entire earth, black man. It's the offer that God still holds out to you, as long as we're in the United States of America. But that offer, that door is fast closing. We'll open up the door and just come on in, black man, and come on in, black woman, whatever it is that you have, and come on. And that's not enough for you. Afro-descendant government isn't enough for you. Even the fact that we acquiesce to your demands, even the fact we'll let you in smoking, we'll let you in eating swine, we'll let you in stealing. How much farther do you think we gonna go?
That's right.
Hell, some of y'all I don't want next to me. I'm gonna tell you the honest to God and truth. I don't want niggas living next to me, and you don't either.
Yes, sir.
I want black men and black women living next to me,
sir.
And because I feel that way, I'm wrong.
No, sir. No, sir.
If loving this is wrong, I don't want to be right. Is that what the song said? Please. And you got the audacity to look at men. We're men that God made.
That's right. Yes, sir.
We're a man that was produced by Master Farad Muhammad.
Sir.
As a result of the union with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that stood up and the whole earth stopped and stood still and took a look at an ex-slave. And you're going to turn around and tell me you're going to present something better than this? Come on with it. Yeah, we game for that. The FOI, the fruit of Islam.
Right.
Standing tall, looking good, shining like a Muslim should.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, representing
That's
God
right.
properly. And I feel like that should have acquired some kind of applause. Open the skin that I mean, ever since I joined the Lost Foundation of Islam.
Right.
When I didn't used to love it. You hear me?
That's right.
When I didn't used to want to be a black man. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Couldn't stand that person I was looking. I wanted the skin to be a little bit lighter. I wanted the hair to be a little bit straighter. I wanted the eyes to be a little bit lighter. And so I joined the Lost Foundation of Islam. Now I'm trying to get dark as Brother Farrell. Trying to get that buff black.
That's right.
That black.
That's right.
Kind of black that when you walk in the room, everybody stop and look and say, what's wrong with him?
Yes, sir. That's right.
He's feeling himself.
That's right.
Yes, sir. What I'm talking about, you don't want to come and get none of this? Oh, you're no longer in the days of prophets. You're in the days of gods now.
That's right.
Prophet Muhammad grieved himself to death because he couldn't convert the Jews. You think you're going to be about something today because you won't stand up with us?
No,
Allah said, if they don't come with you, come to me and I give you the keys and I give your whole nation overnight. You think that offer's still in on the table?
That's right.
You think the people in Egypt ain't waiting on God to return to unlock the secrets of the pyramids? You think your brothers and sisters in Saudi Arabia ain't waiting on the calls that Blackstone being put in Mecca, ain't waiting on us to return home?
That's right.
Oh, yeah, you got a whole lot lined up for us.
Yes, sir.
Man, your future's so bright you can't even comprehend.
Yes, sir.
Man, so you say you were swimming there, swim. Huh? I make you so much money, you're drowning. That's what I'm talking about. You see, today I can verify everything that my God brought you.
Yes, sir.
Huh? There's not one single thing that he brought to me that I can't verify. So what does that guarantee me? That guarantee me the victory.
That's right,
sir. So come on up and get knocked on down. That's all you got coming over here. I can guarantee you that. I feel the spirit of the living God in this place. And did one of those, and everybody went back. That's what T.D. Jakes did and Joel Osteen. I know that the Lord is great, and I can see his power moving in. And you're going to be blessed abundantly. And they're going to wonder, how'd you get so blessed? And you'll be able to say, in the book of Joel, God said, those that count me will never be disappointed. And all of them came with that. And then we sent that coronavirus through, and then we just stood back and watched.
That's right.
And then what did TDJ say? Well, let's leave this to the professionals. Go to the hospital, get vaccinated, and quarantine for 14. No, you the healer.
Right.
It's your time to shine. Huh?
That's what they were saying.
Come on, man. I'm just trying. And if I don't give it to you like this,
That's right.
I'll be doing you an injustice. Because I'm already in hook, line, and sinker. I'm already gone. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'm already someplace else in the mind, outside of, I'm on the other side of the destruction. Man, come on.
That's right.
Y'all just don't understand. I mean, if you really understood the hour that we were in right now, we'd probably never leave the temple. Huh? We'd probably be barricade the doors and bunker if you really understood the hour that you were in. Since you think you still got time left to stay on the clock, you're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught. Just like the scenario between the ant and the grasshopper. The ant understands that this is temporary. The sunshine, the sun, and the grass and the food being abundant. This is a temporary situation I'm in. So I need to get all I can get and go on back to a place of safety. That's the reason why you don't see the ant chilling in the summertime. All he's doing is work. But the grasshopper takes it for granted. Oh, the grass, I got water, beautiful sunshine, this is gonna last forever. Then, when reality sets in, the season changes, the ant is underground where it's safe, and the grasshopper freezes to death. What you gonna do? Huh? You still think you got time to play? By the time I'm done with you today, maybe you have a different, maybe you'll be able to see the picture just a little bit clearer. Master Farad Muhammad, Almighty God Allah, is well able to save you. He did not leave you without a guide.
That's right.
Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The Honorable Silas Muhammad, our Lord, teacher, and guide, is it to guide you out of what the United States of America says is what? Uncertain times. Is that not what they call it now? In these uncertain times.
Yeah, point it out.
Yeah. Pull it up. Google it on your phone. on your computer and see if that's not what they're saying the time you're in today. But do you feel you're an uncertain? Now, if your boss, because he is your boss, now look, turn your mouth all you want to. Some of y'all ain't sitting in the seat right now because your boss said you couldn't get Sunday off. You tell me you ain't your boss. Tell me you a man and you're gonna let another man have the last word when you come and worship your God, give honor and deity to your God, support your minister, protect your women, protect your children. The hell with the white man. Well, she would tell me I can't come in here and do what I want to do on Sunday. And I've served you all week, Monday through Friday. And now, nigga, you can't get Sunday off either. And you accept it and tell me you a man. Man, listen. Talking to the right one today. So, your boss, not my boss, your boss. Please. I'm going to war with him right now. This is the battle of Armageddon. Verbal war, mental war, spiritual war, psychological warfare. I'm going to war with him right now. Because I'm doing something to you. I got you thinking that. Did he tell? Yeah, I want you to think. I want to paint that picture. Huh? I want to get to a point to when I'm standing around and I'm seeing 144,000, 10,000, 5,000, 12,000 standing strong on your swell right over left, looking at people right in their eyes and say, yeah, we made our mind up. That's right. It's the only thing that's stopping you. You ain't made your mind up. That's right. You still wonder. You still doubt. You still a little uncertain about what's going on now. So let me bring you to a moment of certainty. Your boss said that these are uncertain times. What does that mean? I mean, he don't know what's going to happen next. He knows the hour that he's in, but he don't know exactly how it's going to happen. Uncertain times. That's right. Yeah. But in these uncertain times, if you got a divine leader, teacher, and guide, it ain't uncertain for us. Huh? We know exactly where we're going. Yes. We know exactly what it is we're doing. We got a program. As brother talked about before, some of these so-called Muslim leaders. Well, what's the program then? Let your program out. Let us look at it. Let us examine it. Let us see if that's what Master Farah Muhammad, Almighty God, Allah, incomparable great, left us to do. Because he left instructions. He told us what to do. He told us we should be formalized into a government. He told us to clean ourselves up, make ourselves presentable to all respectable men and women of the earth. Are you doing that? Do you have that? Are you sitting around playing church? Are you sitting around putting the flags up only so you can go home and lay down and do nothing Monday through Friday and play Muslim on Sunday? Oh man, it's all day, every day with me. And anybody that's around me know when you come around me, you're going to get some Islam. Ain't that right, Brother Farah? Yeah, we're on the job site, but I'm teaching. And that Brandon was sitting in these seats, like I wish I had him sitting in these seats. I tell him when we're in the gym, I'm teaching. Right. My kids are sitting in these seats. When I'm at the house, I'm teaching. That's anybody right. Around me know when you come around me, that's right. Oh, you're going to get some Islam. Because that's all I am. And I don't desire to be any more than that. That's right. In fact, there's nothing greater than that. That's a step from this is to take a step down. How you going to get higher than God? That's right. Man, you lost a little bit piece of your mind that I thought you had. But don't worry about it though. Pumped up, I'm excited. That's right. I'm game for it. I'm ready for the fight. And I hate to go and use some of the terminology that the young men use because I really don't. I want to pull them up to us instead of going down to them. But somewhere I read Jesus said you got to meet the people where they at. So I'm gonna meet you where you at, young man. I want the smoke. Ain't that what they say in the street? We want all the smoke. In fact, we can climb up the chimney to get the rest of it. Yeah, that's us. We're the ones that Master Farah Muhammad said, when you make your mind up, they'll look at you and decide to go into Lake Michigan instead of facing that for a while. Come on, man. Come on, man. You think I ain't working out? You think I ain't training? You think I ain't preparing? Physically, mentally, spiritually, any other way that I can? Yes, sir. I'm all in. Do you understand that? I'm all in because you got to be liberated. You understand that? And the only way that you're going to be liberated is somebody got to die. That's the honest to godly truth. The price of freedom has always been bloodshed. Right. You ain't going to get free if no blood ain't shed. Do you know what the word liberation means? Huh? Are you really understanding what's going on in your life today? In 2022, you are still a slave. You're not liberated. That word liberated, that ED at the end, for those of us that did a little schooling, mean what? Past tense is already happened. That word liberation is when you now we're in the process of liberating because you're still in the process of being free. That's right. Yeah, liberation. The act or fact of gaining equal rights. Are you still not in that act? Answer me. The act or fact of gaining equal rights. Are we still not in the fight to gain equal rights in 2022? Or full social or economic opportunities? Still in that fight. Tell me you ain't, so you're not liberated. We're in the process of liberating you. That's what Master Farah Muhammad came to do, to liberate you, to give you freedom, to give you justice, to give you equality, to put you on top of civilization. And you're going to turn God's hand down and going to lay in the mud with your nemesis. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we hope you land in the middle of hell so we don't miss you. You understand that? What about those that don't want to go with you, Elijah? You know what Honorable Elijah Muhammad said about them? They're yours. Right. And those that belong to him, he can do whatever he want to do to his property.
That's right.
I showed it to you a couple weeks ago when that white man was whipping on their sister, and what he said. A man does what he feels with his property. So now who do you belong to? You're not in the middle. You're going to either belong to the lost foundation of Islam, the Afro that's in the government, or you're going to belong to the United States of America and Christianity. The choice is yours. But you will not remain in the middle. And you are not leaving on your own terms and conditions. You're going to submit or die. Believe that. It's the absolute truth. You're going to outdo God. You ain't smarter than God.
That's right.
Huh? We wrote all this down. You can't outthink a thinker. You can't outplan a planner. And if you believe that you can do that, then you're fooling yourself. You put yourself in a position to where the white man is sitting back looking at you, follow the trap that he set for you, and then laugh. I'm out here, I'm selling fentanyl. Don't you know he put the fentanyl out there for you to sell? Don't you know he put the AK-47, the AR-15, the M16 in your neighborhood for you to use? Right. Because he knew you wasn't going to do nothing but use it on one another? And you better wake up and as they say, smell the coffee. Better come on in while the door's still open. We used to sing a song when we went to church. Come on in this ark, it's gonna rain. And we used to sing that. You better run to the ark before the rain starts. And the other part of the choir said, can't you see the clouds are gathering? Don't let it be said too late. But what you think, you won't see the clouds gathering? Just like Noah was. This door, and oh my God, I'm trying my best to pull it off. Oh, I'm with both hands yanking on it to get it closed. Why, brother minister? Because the time has come where I can justify everything that God brought to us. I can prove every single thing that Master Farah Muhammad brought to us. So when that time comes, what's next? You think you're still going to be engaged in dialogue and conversation? No longer will we be engaged in dialogue and conversation with you. I guarantee you that. Run down the track record of our Lord and Savior, the Honorable Silas Muhammad, and tell me that he hadn't done the work that Jesus is supposed to do. Tell me that he hadn't done the work that Master Farah Muhammad prophesied that the Son of Man would do. Now, if that work is done, and all we're doing now is coming telling you what has taken place.
Sir,
that's right.
It happened already. The liberation, the act or fact of gaining equal rights. Wow. Or full social or economic opportunities for a particular group. Who did that? Who did that? Now we're not talking about something that's, there's my nephew, Omar. You were married shot. Yes, right there in the front, which you could. So my brother and my nephews have shown up as was promised.
yes, sir.
And I am elated to have you here. This is my brother Omari, and close to all of my brothers. This is my flesh and blood brother, but he and I grew up together the closest. And there was a certain point where we were called twins. We spent so much time together. They used to call us twins. They were like, where you twin at? We were together like that, you know. I know he remember when we was on Central and West End, BPSN, you know, that's how we grew up. So to have my brother here, my flesh and blood brother here, it's definitely a great compliment, because the messenger talked about some of the last people that come around and believe in you is your family.
That's right.
Do you hear me?
Sir, that's right.
And that when you see that happening, the facts of the information is so plain that a child can understand. So I am elated to have you here and looking forward to having you here with other members of our family.
That's right.
Because again, what we're talking about is liberation. And we're talking about in order to get liberated, in order to get free, the cost of freedom has always been bloodshed. Always. If you look at the United States of America, the inception of the United States of America, somebody had to die in order for America to be born. Do you hear me? The Indians had to die in order for America to be born. The black men in America had to die in order for America to be born. Some white people from England had to die in order for America to be born. But as a result of those people dying, here you have America and all of her filthy glory. And I do mean filthy glory.
That's right.
So as America increases, accelerates her judgment, because that's what she's doing.
That's right.
Yeah. It's my job as a member of your family, as a member of your nation, as a member of your community to gather you and get you out the way. And in the event that I sound confident, I am.
That's right.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In the event that I sound cocky, I am.
Yes, sir.
He cocky. Yeah, I'm cocky because the God that's backing me. I'm cocky because God told me to be cocky. I'm cocky because God told me to say with a loud voice. At the time, you know not. Soon you should know no more.
That's right.
You ain't tell me to go nowhere and whisper. And I ain't a whisperer anyway. You're not when I'm doing this. Yeah, everything that you got coming to you, I'm gonna guarantee you get. You understand that? I'm gonna guarantee that you get freedom, justice, and equality. You understand? I'm gonna guarantee that you nigging ass, you're a bigging ass, that you're inside of a just proper society. Somebody that respects you when you walk in the room. Somebody disrespecting you, looking down on you, calling you out your name, prejudging you because your skin black. It's the best skin to be in on earth.
That's right.
They know it themselves. It's the reason why they got tanning booths and tanning salons.
Yes, sir.
Want the color, but without the problem. You know what I'm talking about, sir. So liberating you, the act of liberating you, the act of giving you freedom, justice, and equality is opposed, diametrically opposed by your nemesis. He turned around and said, listen here, nigga. And I can prove it. Listen here, nigga. You're not like me. When I wrote the Constitution for the United States of America, when I said all men are created equal, all men have inalienable rights as human beings, I was not talking to you. Huh? When I talked about men, when that glorious flag and they come along with us and that we are guaranteed the due process and law, and Martin Luther King said, somewhere I read that the right in America is the right for a man to fight for rights, freedom to protest. And they turned around and said, oh, nigga, you grew up and you can read. Great. Now go and learn to read some more. I was not talking to you. You are 3/5 of a person. Huh? The black man has no rights that the white man is bound to respect. You only have privileges. You don't have rights. Because you're not an American citizen, you're an alien. You're not a human being, you're 3/5 of a person. So if I give you the privilege to drive, you can drive. If I give you the privilege to walk the streets, then you can walk the streets. If I give you the privilege to live in the house, you can live in the house. But the moment I decide to take the privileges away from you, I'm fair enough to take that away from you. What do you do? And I'll be God, and you can fill in the rest if I allow that to happen to me. To allow you to control me, to control my women, to control my children, to control my future. We, the black man, the Asiatic black man, is the maker, the owner, cream of the planet, God of the universe. That's right. We own this earth. Sit there and tell a lie. You don't own none of this earth. You only got time in it. We gave you 6,000 years to get, but we own the whole thing. How you gonna tell me I'm not a human being? How you gonna tell me I'm 3/5 of a person? How you gonna tell me I'm privileged? You're the one that's privileged. We're the one that's doing the fake. That's right. And you talking to? Yeah, man, you please. So you see the reason why the scientists ain't give it all to me, don't you? Because this room would be doing this from earthquake right now.
right.
But in a minute,
That's right.
in the very near future,
Yes.
they're gonna turn me loose. They're gonna turn us loose.
Yes.
And when they turn us loose, ain't no going back.
Right.
Oh yeah, brother, I love this feeling. I'm already to the point to where I'm not eating out of control eating every day. I ain't sleeping every day. I ain't having sex with my wife every day. Those physical things that pull you to the earth. I'm already to the point to where I'm crying and praying and begging Allah. Oh Allah, with a touch of that divine grace, make me free from want of what is society. Yeah. See, when you're feeling it like that, oh man, you can do some things. You can move some people. You can give life to some of these people that's coming in here. Cause and dry bones are coming together because you're an intricate part of me. One of the reasons why I probably ain't did all I can do is because you ain't connected to me yet. You remember Transformers? When all them parts had to come together in order for, yeah, come on in.
Right.
Keep on coming and fueling me and infusing me and watch and see what we do.
That's right.
Because it's the hour that you in. The black man has no rights that the white man is bound to respect. White man, you a white boy.
That's right.
Who you talking to?
That's right.
You're the baby of the planet. You only been there 6,000 years. We can date our history back to 76 trillion. There is no beginning and end for the black man. If you take that 6,000 and put it inside that 76 trillion, you're a loser. And you're gonna say, I'm privileged? You giving me privileges to drive? You giving me privileges to walk the street? You giving me privileges to come in your restaurants, your houses, your stores, fly on your planes, your country? Hell, all of it belongs to me.
That's right.
You're the one that's privileged, white boy.
That's right.
And I'm telling you just like it is, because you need to hear it just like it is. You don't need to leave out of here thinking you're dealing with somebody that got some love in their heart for you. You don't need to leave out of here believing that you're living inside of a big old kumbaya melting pot utopia, because that's not what's going on.
That's right.
What I'm telling you right now is the exact opposite of what the white man telling his women and children right now. And I'm gonna show that to you too. If they have meetings too, if they planning too, if they marching too, but we good with these though. You know what I'm saying? About we.
That's right.
Ain't enough room up in the shuffle, brother Malik, but I feel it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we down for the fight.
That's
You
right.
understand that? A lot of them leave you unprotected. You think we're gonna let them run through you?
That's right.
Hell no. I refuse to let it happen. I refuse to let Omer be a victim. I refuse to let Rashad be a victim.
That's
I
right.
refuse to let Abraham and Amir Sadiq
That's right.
be a victim. I refuse to let Amina, Amira, and Amira, because we got some more Amiras.
That's
I'll
right.
even daughter named Amira.
That's
Brandy
right.
just had a daughter named Amira. So all of our Amiras, Princess Amira from the honorable side, I refuse to let any Amira be a victim of the white man.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm here to stand for it.
That's
Whether
right.
you stand with me or not. I'm
That's
a
right.
fool like that. I'm crazy with it. You understand that?
That's right.
I had to do it. Brother Farad, you know what I'm talking about. That's our language we talk about. Sometimes from the west side of Chicago and dealing with these different people. And sometimes we run into a player or a pimp or two, and the pimp say, I had to do it, church. And this the real church. That's what it should be.
That's
This is
right.
what you got to do it at.
Yes, sir.
If you're going to stand up and be a man and be counted for. This is your legacy. We've inherited the revolution. So what we going to do with it? Huh? What I'm gonna do with it? When they play this film back 100 years from now, 200 years from now, 300 years from now, they'll look and say, oh, that brother is the reason why we're inside of heaven right now. That brother's the reason why when we walk inside of a room, everybody here touches the floor. That brother's the reason why they respect our women and children. You understand? I've been living on the block I've been living on now for approximately 10 years. There's a Chinese lady that stayed across the street and she got a mixed child. I get out the truck today, she see me, don't even say a word. You know what I do? I don't say a word either.
That's right.
Huh? I ain't running to speak to you.
That's
I ain't
right.
happy to see your face. You feel that way about me because of the way the white people feel about me, and I've given you no reason to feel that way
That's
about
right.
me. We've been respectful in the community. You understand that?
That's right.
Me and my children, we don't hang out in the front playing loud music. So there's no reason for you not to respect me as a black man unless
Right.
you're trying to appease a white man.
Mm.
Yeah, but it's all good because I can walk into a room full of them and not say a word.
That's right.
Huh? I ain't good. Hey, and don't change my voice. How about that?
That's right.
Some of us go in the room with the white people like me, be like, yeah, I was talking to you, Joy. It's awesome. Man, please,
That's right.
please. We don't say awesome.
No.
Or you shouldn't be saying it. Try to appease your enemy, whose thought is that you as a black man have no rights that they're bound to respect. You only have privileges. Now, when you say somebody has privileges, listen to me now. Hear me closely.
Listen.
That means that somebody is over you granting you those privileges. Did you catch that? Who was granting you the privileges? The white man. And if he's granting you those privileges, he's granting the same privileges to your women and children. And you say you're a man and you don't want to stand with me to change that? Huh? Imagine that. You driving your car, he pulled you over into. In fact, you've heard the white man say before, driving is not a right, it's a privilege. Have you ever heard him say that?
Yes, sir.
For you, but not for them. Go to my first video. I'm gonna let you hear it yourself. I'm gonna let you hear it yourself. To let you know I'm not just talking.
Scott decision, which was handed down by the Supreme Court in 1857, is one of the most famous or infamous decisions in all of the history of the Supreme Court. And it arose out of some complicated issues, but what it basically had to do with was the power of Congress to prohibit slavery in the Western territories. Dred Scott had been brought as a slave into the territory of Wisconsin, where slavery had been barred by Congress, and later he sued for his freedom on the ground that he had been in a place where slavery had been abolished and therefore should be considered free. And this goes all the way up through various courts, and the Supreme Court eventually rules, no, Dred Scott's not free, because two reasons. One, Congress does not have the right to prohibit slavery in the territories, and this basically declares the Republican Party unconstitutional. The Republican platform, Lincoln's platform, which is to prohibit slavery in the territories, the Supreme Court said you can't do that. Slavery has a right to go anywhere within the country in a territory, not a state. A state can abolish slavery, Illinois did, but the territories which belong to the whole country, slavery has a right to go there. The second principle put down by Chief Justice Taney in the Dred Scott decision was that blacks cannot be citizens of the United States. In a sense, Dred Scott can't even sue because he's not an American. This is one of the best examples of this notion of blacks as aliens. Even though he's born here and everything, he is not an American. The American family, as Taney says, is for white people. And in the most famous sentence in that decision, he says, a black man has no rights which a white man is bound to respect.
Now, that conversation is being held where? Supreme Court Chief Justice. Supreme Court Chief Justice said, pause. Those niggas are not American citizens. Huh? They have no rights. They only have privileges that we, the white man, grant them. As long as you go on my name and you're in my country. That's why Master Farah Muhammad told you, as long as you go in his name, you're his property. He legally owns you. Legally, he owns you. And can do whatever he desires to do. And oh, well, I'm going to show you what he's getting ready to do, what he desired to do. See, because when he made you a slave, when he made you a savage, as long as you were under some type of confines or control, you were all right. But now, you wild, savage, untamed. They're sitting at the table again, just like they sit at the table and made that decision. They're sitting at the table again and said, what are we going to do with these niggas? They're out of control.
Tell it.
April 1st, 1555, Master Farah Muhammad told us, John Hawkins brought us to the United States of America. 1555, right? John Hawkins spent approximately 20 years in Africa, learning your language, learning your culture, gaining your trust. So 1555, you take 20 from that, that's 1535. Around that time, he was in Africa, talking to you, wooing you, swaying you, persuading you, getting you to let your guard down. Do you hear me? Yes, sir. I mean, if I don't give you the whole picture, you won't see it. Do you hear me? Yes, that man spent 20 years. Huh? That man spent 20 years gaining your trust. You're going to receive money. No, not money. Gold. The new land. I mean, beautiful homes. I mean, y'all need to just. And by the time he got done giving us, painting the picture for us, we got on this with a stranger. But after 20 years, you know, we figured that we know the guy. You know, one of the good ones. Y'all know some good ones too, don't y'all? Y'all know some good ones too. When I told him that, you know, I needed a raise, you know, he turned around and said, if I don't get a raise, he ain't going. One of the good ones. Those are the ones you gotta watch. That's the ones that really let you know what they feel about you, that you should be appreciated. They take the guesswork out of it. April 1st, 1555, we arrived. America says they're gonna take credit from 1619. Do you hear me? From 1619, they say it started. So some people are of the mindset that April 1st, 1555, from that time to 1619, the reason why he's claiming 1619, because that's the time that he took to turn you into a nigga and dehumanize you and turn you into something else. That's right. At that particular point in time, you became a willing slave. At that particular point in time, your name, your culture, your religion was lost. At that particular point in time, for all express purposes, you were his nigga. You hear me? Now that he has you, had us in a compromising position as a nation of people, to where we did not know how to get home. And for some of us, we did not even know what home was. Generation born, generation born, generation born. For 300 years, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says that he wouldn't even let you worship his God. So for 300 years, you were godless. Who could you call? Do you hear me? Time evolved, time evolved, time evolved. Dred Scott is born. Dred Scott goes through a situation to where he says, hold on, you know, I supposed to know how to read. Somebody taught me how to read, and that, you know, I was free. My master freed me. How did these people turn around and put me back into slavery? And in his case, lo and behold, made it to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court justices are expressing the will of the founding fathers of the United States of America. That you are 3/5 of a person, you are not an American citizen, and that you have no rights that the white man is bound to respect. Time evolves, time evolves, time evolves. To this day, the Dred Scott case has not been overturned. None. You know what that means? Do you know what that means? You're still in that status. You're still, if the Supreme Court still has not overturned, you're still in that status. So Martin Luther King is born. He learns how to read. He gets a doctorate degree. He starts to understand what's going on. He said, whoa, somewhere I read that we supposed to have these inalienable human rights. Somewhere I read. Man, they turned around and said to Martin, yeah, I'm glad that somewhere you read. But we weren't talking to you.
Look at that. Point it out.
And Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you what? It's impossible for you to be in America. Didn't he tell you that?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Didn't he tell you that?
Yes, sir.
But you let these people sell you a dream. You grab hold to false hope and you ran with it. While your Caucasian nemesis knew that you had nothing. You understand that? When you turn around and said you were African American, some people pointed out, how could you be a part of both? How could you be a part of the oppressor and the oppressed?
Point it out.
How could you be part of the person that's been colonized and the colonized? How can you be a part of the person that's doing the killing and being killed? You can't be a part of both. Don't you know it? If you as a black man had the same rights that the white man had, they said there would be no need for you to fight for civil rights because that's already inside of the constitutionally guaranteed to you. So why would you have to fight for that? And then Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you and said, that's a fool move anyway. The first rights that you should be fighting for is what?
Human rights.
Human rights.
Yes.
See, this is where the game plan stops and it gets real.
That's right.
Because this information will push you to do something. It'll cause something to happen. See, this isn't the kind of information where you sit back, you get it, and you came in empty and you leave empty handed. No, when you leave out of here, you're gonna be low. Huh? When you leave out of here, you can take that same piece of information I gave you and show it to your white teachers and say, if they never overturn the Dred Scott court situation, then with all due respect, Ms. Williams, are we still 3/5 celebration? And watch her say, well, you know what? That's a good question. And that's the thing that we're working on, right? And that's the reason why life has constantly gotten better for African Americans. No. The reason why life has constantly gotten better for African Americans is because Master Farah Muhammad showed up.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
That's
The
right.
reason why life has constantly got better for the black man is because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad showed up.
That's right.
The reason why life is constantly getting better for the black man, woman, and child is because our Lord and Savior, the Honorable Solomon Muhammad, is on the scene.
That's right.
And if you think that's a lot, wait till we leave this place and tell me how much better your life going to
That's
be.
right. Yes, sir.
Keep on playing with it if you want to. Keep on letting your nemesis determine for you your next thought instead of taking it from a black man. I'm a black man. You understand that?
That's right.
To the core of my being. Don't desire to be anything else. Today, man, I remember when we were growing up, and Amara can bear me witness. We were growing up, we used to watch WWF wrestling. And that was the Von Erich boys. And Kevin Von Erich was riding on a white horse with some blue jeans on, and blonde hair and blue eyes, and we wanted to be the Von Erichs, didn't we? Until you looked in the mirror and realized that you didn't have that blonde hair. You didn't have that piercing. Remember we used to want to be the Von?
Look at that.
Just hurt my little soul that I couldn't be one of the Von Erichs. Hurt my little soul that I couldn't be David Banner. All of them were white, right?
That's right.
Hurt my little soul that I couldn't be Superman. And then I realized when I had my own child, a mirror, and I went and looked in her room, and all of the Disney princesses was white. Now I'm in the nation at this time to let you know how much they still slid it over on me then. Until I looked in her room one day and said to my wife, whoa, all of them white. The Little Mermaid, Snow White, all of them. And realized that white supremacy thing was buried so deep in my subconscious mind that I'm poisoning myself in the future by giving that to my daughter. How many of you all are still there? But now, the black man, why are you always talking black? What else should I be talking?
That's right. That's right.
Huh?
He's right.
What else should we be talking in 2022? Liberate. The act or fact of gaining equal rights. Are you going to gain equal rights? And this one right here. Or full social or economic opportunities. Now that's a big one right there. Because what if you had full economic opportunities? What could you do? What could you do if you had the same economic opportunities that Caucasian got? Look it up and see if I'm lying to you. A white person with a high school diploma will make just about as much, if not more, than a black person with a college degree. If you find me lying, I'll give you $10,000. Look it up and see if I'm telling you the truth. The majority of the banks are owned by who?
Whites.
So when you go in the bank to get a loan, I can prove it. I can prove it. We're only interested in giving Negroes ghetto loans. What does that mean? What does that mean? As soon as you come in as a black person, well, I read this about that, and I know that they said that we qualify and we can get 0%. Well, yeah, you got the credit. But now the thing we're looking at is your debt to income ratio, and that kind of sort of changes things. You can still get a loan, it just won't be that particular loan. And here's what you do. You sign up with that loan for 6 months or a year, and I guarantee you come back thinking, and then what happened? You come back 6 months to a year, and then, well, yeah, I mean, you're doing everything possible. Something else going on with the system. Now, no, let me tell you, you're going back off, take it off to John. You know what you're back there saying to John? This nigga actually came back after 6 months. Woo, what you gonna tell him now, Steve? I don't know what I'm gonna tell this nigga. I'm gonna tell this nigga something. Then come back out and close the door. Well, yeah, I was talking to the guys in the back office and they're understanding. So, I mean, if you do another 6 months, how do I know? Because they did the same thing to me. Huh? And they're teaching their children to do the same thing to you. You understand that? You don't see the dynamics of it is because you are pressing forward now for freedom, justice, and equality. That's going to cause bloodshed. Do you hear me? You are pressing now. You can read, you can comprehend. Ramel feeling some type of way. Rashad feeling some type of way. Abraham and the Mir feeling some type of way. That spirit, that pressing forward, is going to cause a reaction on the part of your nemesis. And before he does the right thing by you, he rather kill you. Let's go to the second video. Listen to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says about what this is going to cause to happen. Nobody escaped prophecy. You all locked in. You all locked in. We all see it coming. Take a look at it.
To his will, who has been here for 400 years, serving the white man of America's well. And now he has become to think in terms of the white man's thinking. He thinks now that he should be part of the white man. He should be, well, he should share equally in everything the white man has. This kind of idea brings us to a very serious, I would say, point. It is bound to bring on bloodshed.
What's going to bring on bloodshed and death? What did he just say was going to bring it on? You thinking now that, you know, and that's what black people say, it's a free country. I can eat in this restaurant. This type of thought. Now, but what is that called though? Liberation. You thinking you can be liberated in the United States of America by the white man gonna bring on some death. It's bound to bring on bloodshed and death. You thinking that they're going, because they're not gonna do it.
Right.
It's not in them to do it. They didn't bring you here for that. They brought you here to either work or die. Nigga, be my slave or die. Right. And God showed up on the scene and said, no, they belong to me. And you got your nerve to turn around and say, no, we belong to them. What they going on with them? Then?
That's right.
My man said, make your mind up.
That's right.
Going on with the white boy then. Going on with the United States of America. Right. Oh, glory. The stars and the stripes. Going on with him. And see what he got for you. A little bit more. Let's let the messenger elaborate. That's why I told you, you ain't pulling no surprise on us. God knew you were going to do this and told you that type of thinking for a man to want another man to treat him equal in his house. Oh man, that's going to bring on some bloodshed, right? A little bit more.
And if such thinkings are carried into practice, are forced into practice, it only will mean the slaughter of each other. Because this can't be done like that. We originally didn't have nothing in America, not even our shadow. And I think we should move forward and trying to get ourselves placed back with on ether somewhere on this earth where we can be alone to ourselves, build whatever civilization we want to build. Let it be free for us to build that type of civilization. If it's digging holes on hillsides or if it's making mud houses in some sluice or some muddy pond. Whatever we like, we should be let alone and do that. And this stops all of this dissatisfaction, death dealing with each other, which is going to end up in a wholesale world thing.
You see no other course but that?
I don't see no other course but a whole entire world slaughter of man.
Which is a horrible thing to think about.
It is a horrible thing to think of it, but I do have prophets' predictions that such thing could take place and will take place if we pursue the course that we are pursuing now. 22 million so-called American Negroes who originally was brought into the Western Hemisphere by the white man to do his service and not to do our service. They have served that time out, and now it is no need for the white man nor for the so-called Negro to sit down at no such thing as a conference table to try to bring up some kind of agreement to live together and share together whatever is here. There's about 9 white men out of 10 that will not agree with no such agreement, that the Negroes share equally with them, nor even have any social equality with them.
Do you feel there are that many who would feel that way?
I believe there's 9 out of 10, practically. If you can get 100 out of every 1,000 that will agree as this kind of a thing. What I mean by this kind of a thing, the government trying to force the Negro into his society and the Negro trying to force himself in the white man's society.
So where are you at now? What are you doing now? You trying to force your way in, and the government trying to do what? The government trying to force you. And know now that the government of the United States of America doesn't have the majority of the people of the United States of America. Do you understand? You saw what they did. What was that? January 6th.
Insurrection.
You saw what they did January 6th, right? Why'd they do that? What caused that to happen? Because somebody was talking about liberating you. Somebody was talking about giving you equal rights. Somebody was talking, and they turned around and said, hold on. This is America we need. Donald Trump turned around and said, hold on now. Make America great again. When they punched that black boy at that Trump rally, Trump turned around and said, what? Now get him up out of here before we kill him. Next time somebody might get seriously hurt. And then said what to the crowd? If you go to jail, what Donald Trump said he'll do? I'll bail you out. My sister's a lawyer. Didn't he say that? You can pull it up. I'm not lying to you.
That's right.
This is the 90% of what I'm telling you, it didn't happen already. Do you hear me? 90% of what it didn't happen already. Because they're talking about liberating you. They're talking about, and then they turn around and say, no, you're not going to let these niggas, these Mexicans, these people from Latin America take our country. They said, take the country back and make America great again. Take it back from who? Take it back from who? Our Savior has arrived. Page 94, 3rd paragraph. The slave master's children. That's who you're dealing with now. Are doing everything in their power to prevent the so-called Negro from accepting their own God and salvation by putting on a great show of false love and friendship. So the messenger told you they was going to do it. So you think that's what it is. When you, hey, welcome to Applebee's. My name is Susie. Can I help you? Oh yeah, that's totally awesome. I tried that last week and you said they're just smiling, just. That's a show of false friendship. You understand that? That's right. Yeah, you going to work and she can, hey, how's it going, Tom? Oh, last week I had to take your wife out to so-and-so, and I told her about you, and she, oh, I know you did. You're such a kidder. All the while long, they planned, this was already planned. And to actually try to accomplish that, the majority of the people, what did the messenger say? He said, what? Out of every 100, you might get 10 that might agree with that idea. But what that means? The vast majority don't agree with it. The vast majority of white people don't agree with you being equal with them.
That's right.
And if you think I'm lying, go and sit down. You see when they sitting out at that place eating out there, Brother Shabbat, and it's all white people. And then when you walk up, you just feel the tension. You might force yourself on them anyway and sit down and get to looking at the menu. Yeah, let me get up. But that whole experience for you is extremely uncomfortable. I go to the gym, the one of the export I go to right over here in the brickyard, that export over there, where it's black and Mexicans, comfortable. I go to the one, the Hip Mall, Harlem and Irving Park. And I come in there, they get to looking around. And don't get in the pool. Oh my God. Don't get in the pool. You know what I'm talking about. When y'all go to the places and you go to get in the pool and they get to looking, and some of them, one white lady was bold enough to tell me, no, you gotta go shower. I said, I did take a shower. She said, when? Last week? And my right hand to Allah, I'm not lying. I told her, I said, would you want to go in there and watch me take a shower? I said, you think this come off? This doesn't wash off.
Look at that.
Letting you know what you experienced. You may not even be aware of what you experienced. Because it used to happen to me before I joined the Lost Foundation of Islam, and I didn't even know what it was. I just laugh it off because I was sleeping. Like the guy said in the Matrix, you need to ask Morpheus, why do my eyes hurt? He said, but you never used them before. Huh? So I used to take things like that and laugh it off. I go in the restaurant, there's a white person, there's me, and then there's another white person, and somebody's serving a white person, and then the other server started talking to me, skip me and go to the white person. And the white person in the back of me said he was here first. And then I would say something like, oh, don't worry, you can go. I don't even know what I'm gonna get. I'm looking, you tried that before here, it's pretty good. Y'all might try it again, you can go and take care of them. Don't you know you just been disrespected?
That's right.
Don't you know you just been, tell me you ain't experienced it. Tell me you haven't lived it. The first time I realized that it transpired, my wife and I'm in the Lost Foundation of Islam. We get ready to buy some ice cream at an ice cream shop. And they're taking care of the white couple in front of us. My wife and we're standing there, and the other server, instead of coming to us, other white people, they just walked in the door, went to them. And the white people in back of us said, no, they were here first. So then when the guy came, I'm sorry, what do you guys have? And when I left outside the ice cream shop, I was so hurt by it, so I was emotionally compromised and shed a tear. Because it was the first time that I realized that I was being disrespected, overlooked. You understand? You want to get, then you're going to put your kids through it? Please. A great false show of friendship. The messenger goes on to say, this is being done through integration, as it is called. So-called Negroes and whites mixing together in schools, churches, and even through intermarriage with the so-called Negro. Is that not where we at?
It's true.
Huh? We send our kids to the same school that white children go to. Don't. Julian, Longfellow, no part River Forest. And if you're not careful and you don't culture that black man, your child will come home telling you, yeah, Dad, I was with Tom last week, and Tom told me that his mom's going to the market, the farm market, and that we can come with her. Huh? As the preacher used to say, am I talking to somebody?
That's right.
Well, I know I am.
Tell it.
I know I am. And then you're fine up until you get to a certain point. And then you realize that Tom, I don't think it's a good idea for you to hang with, what's his name again? Shy. He has such a weird name. What kind of name is that? I don't think you should be going with him around like that. I mean, when you guys are, tell me they happen. I know it's happening. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us doing that this is already planned. That's going to bring you closer and closer to this showdown. A little bit more. Messenger was extremely thick. A little bit more.
Himself in the white man's society. This don't mean nothing but a revolution. You're not going to stand for a lot of that yourself. I would not want it. My number one, let the nation look at each other as a nation and the fundamentals of the nation that they are involved with. Number two, let us deal with each other on the basis of justice and truth. Truth and justice, if carried into practice, could settle the whole conflicting world today.
Do you feel there's not much chance of justice or truth triumphing?
None but defeat of the civilized world, justice and truth.
If they give you justice, you think they're going to give you justice? Well, first off, take a look at this. If you're not a part of the Lost Foundation of Islam, you're not a part of the Afro-descendant government, and you just represent yourself as a Black, Christian, or African-American, and or Negro, do you know what you look like in the eyes of the civilized world? Do you, you ride the streets, you see our people, what do they look like to you? How many of you want to stay next to our people in the condition they're in? Think about it. How many of us honestly can say, looking at the Black man out there in the condition that he's in right now, that he's gotten better? Martin Luther King used to say what? Don't judge us by the color of our skin, but judge us by what? the content of our character. If they judge you by the content of your character today, what are we looking at? What does your character say today? What does your character say today? Now, and as much as we have, as a people, put forth a picture that is going to get you killed fast, they're planning and putting special ops inside of the ghetto right now. What do you mean by special ops, minister? Don't you know that white girl that's walking around like she a junkie? That white boy that's walking around, like, go up and down Chicago Avenue, go up and down Madison, go up and down Independence, go up and down Kildare, go up and down all, and see if you don't see all these white people, you junkies, but you done made it to the hood now. You know what they're doing? They're gathering intelligence. That's right. And as they gather intelligence, they know exactly what they need to do in order to pull the trick over with the least amount of resistance. That's right. And they plan on killing you because you become a savage. You become untamed. You've turned your back on your God. And since you turn your back on your God, what a horrible position you're in. My people perish for lack of knowledge and because they reject knowledge. Because you have forgotten me, I will forget your children, is what the scripture says. So if God forget your children and God take his protective hand off you, then you have no hope. You will be taken. You will be slaughtered. Understand that. Your behavior now, your behavior justifies the death and destruction that the white man is planning for you. The next video, I'm going to show you you and how you become totally untamed and savage, even to the point where the police can't control you. So if you get to the point to where the police can't control you, then what does Trump say? What's going on in Chicago? Huh? If you get to the point to where the police can't control you, what's next? What's the next move? Take a look at this. Let's take a look at this.
We recorded. Y'all can't chase him. Y'all can't chase him.
Oh.
He wooded your ass.
Oh.
He wooded your ass. Stop chasing people.
Oh.
Stop chasing people. Stop chasing people. Stop chasing.
Did you see what happened? Did you see what happened? Now it happened kind of fast, and I'm going to explain to you what happened, and then you'll see it. As that first cop is standing there talking to that guy, he runs. When is the only time you run from the police? Well, you got something. If I don't have no guns or no drugs, I don't have no reason to run from you. Search me, do whatever you're gonna do. I don't have. So the behavior says that the guy either had a gun or some kind of drugs or something on him that was illegal, or he had a warrant for his arrest. You're running in too, right? Now, as that first male police officer takes chase behind the guy, notice that the second police officer, the female officer, she ends up on the ground. But pay attention to it closely. That brother went behind that lady and swept her leg from him. He tripped the police officer. That means that the police is losing control. What do you think they're gonna do next? Play it again. Take a look at it. Now that I pointed it out to you, watch how the second lady ends up on the ground. Watch the guy trip.
We recorded. Y'all can't chase him. Y'all can't chase him.
Oh.
He wooded your ass.
Oh.
He wooded your ass.
So now, what do you think white people see or say when they see that? For God's sakes, Tom, you're right. We should kill all those niggers. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you that this means what? Bloodshed. It means bloodshed. What is he trying to tell them? You can't chase him, it's against the law. We wasn't talking to you when we made that law. That's not applicable to you, black man. You don't have the same rights that the white man got. When I put this thing together, I wasn't talking, and now you're gonna try and force me to treat you the way I treat myself. But you see the way white people talk to police and treat police and all. You know, even that white guy that shot up the Buffalo, New York supermarket, he went on the ground, there was no knee on his neck, he wasn't roughed up, and why? They saw themselves in that young white man. Do you hear me? Saw their son, their nephew, their next door neighbor, their friend, when they went to go and arrest him. That kind of behavior right there, we're telling you as black people, you better cut it out. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us what? To respect all people that's in authority. Did he not tell us that?
Right. Yeah.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us not to pick up guns. Did he not tell us that?
Right.
That's for your protection. Because you're dealing with a savage beast. You're not dealing with a man, you're dealing with mankind. He say that about himself all the time. I'm mankind, I'm mankind. Well, what does that mean? I ain't got nothing like a heart. I was born to commit murder, mischief, and bloodshed. It's my whole reason for being on the planet.
That's right.
It's the mischief, murder, and bloodshed. That's the reason why I'm here. And Jesus turned around and said to him, what? You are a liar and a murderer, just like your father was from the beginning. And the white man said, tell me something about myself I don't know. So that behavior, watching that, just like I got a hold to the tape. What do you think a white cop did after they saw that? You think he got in the SWAT car and rode around the neighborhood, saw a black guy say, hey, how's it going? First off, let me tell you something. Everything don't make the news. Did you hear me?
That's right.
Every police officer that shoots an unarmed black guy doesn't make the news. But some of it could be in retaliation for that. You hear me?
That's right.
When Barbara goes back and say, I was in the neighborhood over there on there at home, and he swept my leg from underneath. And then that white guy, that's a white supremacist, sitting in the thing, and he hear that. And he feeling the same thing I'm feeling, but for his people. And so I guarantee you, the next one of the niggas I pull over, I'm hitting him in his mouth. Just done. You don't think it's happening?
That's right.
You don't think they planning?
No, no.
You don't think that's the hour you in? You're in real serious time, white man. You in very serious time. Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the fall of America. Listen to what he says. Tell me if you're not here. Page 204, fourth paragraph. Europe will become one of the worst war areas of all the world. When does that happen? Right now. Right now. More dreadful than Vietnam and other places that you are planning on going into. Asia will look like child's play when compared to what is going to happen in Europe. Well, why are you pointing it out, man? Because the messenger told you that, and now you see that coming into fruition, right? You see that being true. What else did he tell you? That this is going to cause bloodshed and plenty of it, them trying to give you justice and equality. You ain't going to come up out of this unscathed. And for the grand finale, just in case you think I'm telling you about something that didn't take place or something that didn't happen or something that's going to happen in the future, go to the last video. And we're going to read the last video exactly when this took place. Because you believe that it's not going to happen in your lifetime or that you're escaping, or we just talk. We don't just talk about it. Read the headline.
Group wielding white nationalist flags march along Boston's Freedom Trail on July 4th weekend.
But now, when did this take place? When did this take place? It's on the headline of the news today, July 3rd. So Saturday, these white folks are marching. Huh? They are marching, demanding that the white man take America back. This one made the news in Boston. You think it's the only one that's taking place in Boston? Then I tell you that they're meeting just like we're meeting. Then I tell you that they're talking to the children. You think they just met up in Boston? That they had to plan it first. They had to have a meeting first. They had a discussion first. They had to get some participation first to see who was going to show up and who was going to carry what flag and who was going to do what. They're planning. They're organizing. They're getting ready to wipe you out. Your behavior like that you just did to the police officer justifies their demand and behavior. What do you think Trump would have saw? What do you think Donald Trump would have said if he saw that black guy sweep the legs in front of that police officer? What do you think Trump would say? All those niggas should be gathered up and killed. Oh, don't worry, I'll get back in office and we're going to see to it that it happens. Play the content, the video.
The mayor of Boston is denouncing an afternoon march through downtown. This is video posted on Twitter from Real Mac Report, which shows people holding flags bearing the symbol of the white nationalist group Patriot Front. They followed the path of city's Freedom Trail. The Boston Herald reports there was at least one scuffle and cites the Boston Police Department as saying an African-American man was injured. A few weeks ago, police arrested 31 men near a Pride event in Idaho. Police say they were tied to the Patriot Front and were plotting to riot. I want to bring in Juliet Kayyem. She's a CNN national security analyst and a former assistant Homeland Security Secretary. Juliet, what can you tell us about this group specifically?
Yeah, so Patriot Front, like we learned when they got out of that U-Haul in Idaho, is a sort of subset or a knockoff of the more violent white supremacist groups that we're starting to hear of now in terms of January 6th, Proud Boys and others. That doesn't make them not dangerous. It's just that their real focus is on performative. Look at me, I'm gonna wear this sort of khaki, preppy, geeky outfit, mask myself, and it's sort of, it's quite performative. They can be dangerous, but what they're doing is they are showing up in places where there will be a disruption, and they want us to note that disruption, even though they didn't do anything that any more than just 30 guys showing up in khaki pants. The reason why they're doing this, and we've had a problem with them in Boston before and other groups, it's twofold. One is the fights that we're having politically about where does this end, right? Is America going to become more radical or less radical, get played out in these groups as well. And so they're all trying to one-up each other.
So where does it end? Is America going to become more radical or less radical? What does that mean for you? Was this on the front of your mind prior to attending the temple? Or were you interested in whose barbecue you're going to go to tomorrow and have some readers? Huh? This is happening right now.
That's right.
You're living it.
Sir.
But they got you so caught up to where you can't see it. You got eyes to see, but you see not.
That's right.
You got ears to hear, but you hear not. That's the reason why I got to stay focused 24/7, 7 days a week. My daughter told me, you know, you like that sometimes, you got to be careful. That's how people go crazy. Well, hell, I am crazy. You ain't going to get out of this unless you got somebody that's a little crazy on your side to get you out of it. The nation of man says, I asked for strength, and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom, and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for courage, and God gave me dangers to overcome. I asked for love, and God gave me troubled people to help. Your prayers are being answered. You just got to know the next one.